Welcome back to Market Day Report. Our coverage now on the latest farmland market trends, from data center expansion to economic hurdles. There are a number of factors that are impacting today's market. Daniel Boring with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers joins us now for a closer look at these trends in his region. Daniel, a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. We know land values, they keep setting records. I know for the most part, really kind of holding their value across farm economy as the farm economy does struggle. So what's holding these values in the Southeast? Why do we see these values still holding strong?
Well, what we're seeing really is a decoupling between the land value and farming, to be honest with you. It's really the land values being overtaken by transitional land uses. We're seeing farmland that, we're seeing record values in the area. But if you have a acreage close in proximity, you're looking at, $40,000 to $45,000 an acre. In the rural areas, could be anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 versus farmland in the $5,000 to $5,500 an acre range. So a lot of it has to do with the fact that the underlying land is being transitioned into other uses, and data centers, industrial development, residential, these are all having an effect.
So these data centers really kind of driving these prices and reshaping how we look at these land values.
Oh yes, we've seen data center values going up to $250,000 up to $1 million an acre. But a lot of it has to do not with the land, but what comes with the land. Access to power, access to water, permitting, things like this. So it's really a package deal. And what we're seeing a lot of times is it's not recorded in the title. These are agreements with local municipalities and so forth that are not easily uncovered. So our advice to ag owners and farmland owners is know what you've got. It goes well beyond the land value and includes a lot of other factors that are of interest to the new buyers in this market, which are transitional buyers.
Yeah, there are a lot, I guess, in these contracts before they sign, so they need to have somebody who can help navigate that for sure. I want to switch over to timber prices. I know that they've kind of gone soft a little bit overall, but we're seeing some regional pockets of success stories. That is the case with Southeast timberland. Maybe you can speak to that and who's buying. Why are we seeing this?
Well, we're seeing it's here again. It's opposite directions. We're seeing timber values at the pulp going down, but we're seeing land values going up. And due to the last hurricane, we had almost 9 million acres, in stump that sort of hit the market all at one time. We also had a number of large pulp factories and so forth go out of business. So we've had kind of a double whammy hit to the timber side, but at the other side, we've seen increases in land values, again, due to these new buyers, people buying for hunting leases, for residential and industrial development, and so on and so forth. So it's really a mixed bag on the timber side.
Yeah. Do you see recreational activity really kind of driving a lot of that too? It seems like I'm seeing more of that.
Very much so. And I caution timber owners, don't panic sell because, we're on a 20 to 25 year cycle. So what is growing now is going to kind of be in the where the need's going to be down the road. And your underlying land has a lot more value than you think it does. And so you don't want to panic sell and dump timberland at this point. It's much better to hold on to it and wait for the new cycle to come in.
Daniel, let me ask you this. You talk about the land and the knowing the value of what you have. We often talk to producers out west where they say water worth more than land. Southeast kind of headed in that direction. What should buyers check out before they close?
Absolutely. This happened back, I think, 2012 with the Supreme Court coming down on Georgia's side between the Georgia-Florida water. That's when things began to get metered. And in our market, if it gets metered, it gets priced. And you're going to see the government coming in and restricting. We are on that initial ramp, just like the West. And really, we always had the assumption that the water and the air came with the land. and that's changing. That's no longer the case. And so if it's going to be metered, it's going to be valued, it's going to be restricted, it's going to be taxed.
Yeah, so important. A lot of steps to look out for sure. Great insight that is, Daniel. Thank you so much for joining us. Incredible information. Daniel Boring with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers. Appreciate you joining us.